Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're connecting from. You're welcome to today's live stream. Has been trading this week. I hope it's been profitable. If you can hear me, please drop a comment. If you can hear me, please drop a comment. If you can see my screen, I'd like to know you're welcome. You're welcome. Hope your week has been great. Hope it's been great. If you have any question, if there's any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, you have any question, let me know in the comment section. Today is 25th September, and you can see since last night, you can see that GBP USD, most of the USD's pair have been ranging. They've been in the range, and the reason for that is the GDP, US GDP data that will be released later today by 1:30. That is the reason most of the USD pairs have been ranging. What pair do you want me to analyze? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know. Let me know. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, I would like to know. Drop a comment. I want to be sure you all can hear me loud and clear before I start the class. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, I want to believe you all can hear me. Okay, so we'll start by looking at the we look at the calendar. We are expecting major news by 1:30. US GDP data will be released by 1:30. And what do we have here? The previous was 3.3, the forecast 3.3. So they're expecting the value to be the same. Okay, they're not expecting any increase or decrease. Okay, so we'll wait for the actual, and also they'll be releasing unemployment claims by 1:30. The previous was 231, and the forecast is 233. That's an increase. 231 to 233. That's an increase. Okay, so wait for the actual value to be released to decide on what to do. Okay, so let's go to the charts. Start by looking at DXY. DXY has been bullish for some days. DXY has been bullish for some days now. And see also DXY has been in a range since yesterday, I think from 6 p.m. Nigerian time. You can see that we have this range on DXY. You can see this is the range on DXY. So today it's either DXY breaks out from the high of this range, or it breaks the low of this range. That is what is going to play out today on US dollar index. If GDP and unemployment claim is positive for the United States, we should expect more buys on dollar index. We should expect more buys on dollar. And if the news comes out negative for US dollar, then we should expect US dollar to break out from this range. That is what I see playing out on US dollar. Mr. Collins, good morning. It's been a while, Mr. Collins. How are you doing today? Okay, so that's my take on the dollar. Right now, it is neither bullish nor bearish. It is neither bullish nor bearish. If price breaks out from this resistance, we should expect more buys. Let me go to the daily. Let's see what we have on the daily time frame. Okay. Market has filled this fair value gap at this point on the daily time frame. We had this fair value gap here, and this candle was used to fill that fair value gap. Okay. So yesterday candle closed strongly bullish. Let's go down to 4 hour. Okay, you can see on 4 hour we had what looks like a bearish reversal pattern here. Can you see this? Looks like a bearish reversal pattern. Price was used to come and fill this fair value gap yesterday. You can see they filled. Price was used to come and fill this fair value gap. Now, going by what I'm seeing on 4 hour, DXY should be bearish. DXY should be bearish because you can see what played out here. This was an attempt to come and fill this gap. This move was an attempt to fill this gap. The gap was not filled completely, and you can see the candlestick pattern that formed. It's a shooting star. Now, most retail traders would have executed sell. Okay, most retail traders would have executed sell after the formation of this shooting star, and also we had a spine top here. Also, most retail traders would have executed sell after the formation of this engulfing pattern, and their stop losses will be residing at this high and this high. So I think what they did yesterday was to come and fill the gap. You can see this is it. They filled this gap. And after filling the gap, look at the pattern we had. And the current candle might close as a shooting star. So a breakout from this zone will be a confirmation for sell. If 1 hour or 4 hour candle breaks out from this zone, you should go for sell on. Okay. If price breaks out from this support, that will be the right time to sell. If 1 hour or 4 hour closes, okay, let's work with this zone, okay. So if 4 hour or 1 hour candle breaks out from this zone, you could look for sales on DXY. I hope that is clear. You could look for sales on DXY if it breaks out from this zone, okay. Technically, US dollar should sell. Dollar should be bearish technically. But like I said, if the news comes out positive for the dollar, price might break out from the resistance and keep going bullish. But technically, dollar index is bearish. Technically, it should sell. I hope that is clear. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. If there's any challenge you're going through in trading, you have questions, drop it in the comment section. So let's see yen basket. Yen basket has been, it's been in a range. Okay, yen baskets, let's start with the daily time frame on yen. Okay, so yen has swept this liquidity. Yen has swept this liquidity. Yen has swept this liquidity. So I think it's the right time to look for buys. Yen has swept this liquidity. Yen has swept this liquidity. So let's see what's happening on 4-hour time frame. If I'm able to identify a bullish reversal pattern on 4-hour time frame, I would be going bullish on DXY. If I'm able to identify a bearish reversal pattern, sorry, a bullish reversal pattern on, go and give it to mommy. Go and give it to mommy. Tell mommy to help you. I'm coming. Sorry for that break. Okay, so let's see the pattern on 4-hour time frame. Okay, so this is what we had yesterday. I think this was the last candle for yesterday market. Okay, so I think after the formation of this candle, after the formation of this bullish candle, I think we had it created a fair value gap. Let's see if that is the reason for the retracement. So we had an AMA here. Let's see 15 minutes. Most likely it's created a fair value gap, which could be the reason for the current retracement. So you can see we had this fair value gap here. Price came back to fill this gap. You can see this retracement was to come and fill this fair value gap. If you apply your Fibonacci tool from this swing low to this swing high, you can see that price pulled back to a discount area and went up from that point. You can see after it came to that discount, it gave us an engulfing pattern, a bullish engulfing pattern for us to buy. And now it's created a fair value gap here. You can see that could be the reason for the current retracement. You can see this fair value gap. So after filling this fair value gap, it gives us a bullish reversal pattern. One can consider buying yen baskets. That's my take on yen. I am bullish on yen. I am bullish on yen. GBP Australian dollar. Okay, we'll look at that in a few minutes. GBP Australian dollar. Okay, but let's look at GBP USD, Euro USD before we look at GBP Australian dollar. Let's see GBP USD. Okay, so GBP USD, we'll start from the daily time frame. Okay, so what do we have here on a daily time frame? Price pulled back. We had this fair value gap here. We had this fair value gap at this point. See this fair value gap. So had this support zone. Price pulled back to this support zone. And you can see the market is currently trading above this zone. It's trading above this zone. So this is a buy setup. This is a buy setup. If you apply your Fibonacci from this swing low to this swing high, you also see that price is currently at a discount area. And at discount, you don't buy. Sorry, you don't sell, buy at discounts. You cannot sell at this point. This is where you should have entered sell. After the formation of this shooting star, you can see that this shooting star was used to come and fill this fair value gap. Can you see this fair value gap here? That shooting star was used to come and fill this fair value gap. So you would have sold GBP USD from after the formation of this shooting. If you had missed this, you can't sell at this point. I would love to see GBP USD come and fill this fair value gap. If I want to take a sell, it's either price breaks out from this demand zone or price pulls back to this premium area where we have this fair value gap. This is where I'll be considering selling. I can't sell from this point. I can't sell. I would rather wait for price to pull back to this zone before going bearish on GBP USD. So my bias for GBP USD today still remains bullish. Technically, it still remains bullish. So if you want to buy, we have this resistance zone you can work with. You can see this supports. Some will call this a flip zone. Flip zone. This supports some resistance, and this new resistance that's created. You can see that there's a confluence here. You can see. So if you want to buy, you could wait for 4-hour candle or 1-hour candle to close above this resistance zone. If 1 hour or 4-hour candle closes above this resistance, that's an indication that demand is higher than the supply. And when demand is higher than supply, price is expected to go up. So love to see GBP USD break out from this zone for buys. I hope that is clear. Mr. Atonda, good morning, sir. It's been a while. Mr. Atonda, Mr. Joseph, good morning. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, please let me know in the comment section. So if you want to buy GU, wait for price to break out from this resistance zone before you buy. But if price breaks out, and the only thing that will make price break out from this support will be GDP data. If the GDP data is positive for dollar, then it might break out from this support and go for this relative equal low, which is an area of liquidity. That is also possible. That is also possible. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Isaiah. Euro USD. I think Euro USD pulled back yesterday. We have this fair value gap here. This gap got filled yesterday, and after it got filled, you can see the rejection from that. Can you see the rejection? And this morning, price retraced back to this. I think we had, let's go down to 15 minutes. Maybe there's a fair value gap it came to fill. Okay, so it pulled back to this zone. So this is our support zone. If price breaks out from this zone, you should look for sales. That will be sales. And let's see, we had this fair value gap here on 15 minutes. Price pulled back yesterday to that and gave us, created a resistance level. So this is our resistance zone. So we have our resistance and support zone. You can see this is our resistance zone. This is our support zone. Price breaks out from this resistance level. If 1 hour or 4 hour candle closes above this zone, you can look for buys. If price break out from this support, you could look for sell. But personally, I won't be selling Euro USD. I won't sell it because this is where I should have entered sell. So even if price breaks out from that support, I would not sell it because I should have sold from this point. This has been the best entry after the formation of this engulfing pattern. Should have sold from this point. If I didn't sell from this point, I had a second opportunity. This little retracement would have been the second opportunity for me to sell. So if I didn't sell from this first point, second opportunity, I can't sell from here. I would only consider selling if price pulls back to the premium area. I don't sell at discount. I don't sell at discount. I hope that is clear. So I'm still bullish on Euro USD. I'm still bullish. If price breaks out from this resistance zone, you could look for buys. You could look for buys. And if you are buying, you could target this fair value gap at a premium area. This could be your first target. You are buying, this will be your target and your stop loss. You should set your stop loss 10 or 15 pips below these lows because these lows are sell side liquidity. These are sell side liquidity. So you should set your stop loss at least 10 pips below this these lows. Your stop loss should be 10 pips below this low. Please give the video a thumbs up if you haven't done that. Give it a thumbs up. And if it's your first time joining the live stream, please subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come on live, you get notified by YouTube. Okay, let's move on. So someone requested for GBP Australian dollar. GBP Australian dollar. Okay, so let's start with the daily, or let's start with the weekly. I haven't looked at the charts this week. So let's see. So this is a sell. This is a sell. You can see the market is about to break out from this support. The support was created here. This should be a sell. Let's see. We have a support here. The market is currently trading below that support. Let's see daily after the close of yesterday candle. So what pattern do we have here? You can see what we had here. Price pulled back on the daily time frame. It pulled back to fill this fair value gap, and there was a strong rejection from that. You can see the market respected this fair value gap. The fair value gap was respected. You can see. So there was a strong rejection. So this is a bearish setup. This is a sell. The market is currently trading below this support. So this is a sell. So if you want to sell 0379, and the risk is a little bit high, it's about 100 and something pips. 100 and something pips. 100 and something pips. Let's go to 4 hour. 100 and something pips. So you could sell. What I see is a sell, but entering a sell at this level, at the current market price, is at a very high risk. Is at a very high risk. Okay, so I would have loved to, if I want to take this trade, I would love to see price come and sweep this liquidity residing at this high. I know a lot of retail traders that have expected to sell this morning after the formation of this candle, and their stop losses will be residing at this high. So I'd love to see them sweep this liquidity before going bearish. I'd love to see them sweep this high before going bearish. Personally, I wouldn't sell from this point, because if you look at it, if we apply our Fibonacci from this swing low to this swing high, this is discount. This is a discount. So I'd love to see price pull back before going bearish. So my bias for GA is sell. It is sell. It is sell. It is sell. It is sell. Good morning, Mr. God. If you have any question, any pair you want to analyze, in the comment section. Okay, so let's look at gold. Most of you trade gold. Gold, I believe gold is still bullish. Gold is still bullish. Let's start with the weekly time frame. Gold has been bullish since the market opened this week. Gold has been bullish. Let's go down to daily. So yesterday candle closed as a shooting star. No, it closed bearish. It closed as a bearish. This is a bearish setup on a daily time frame. This is a bearish setup on a daily time frame. Let's go to 4-hour. Okay. So on 4-hour, I think we had this fair value gap on 4-hour. Let's see. Yeah, we had this fair value gap. Okay, we had this fair value gap. This gap got filled, and after the gap got filled, you can see the pattern we had. You can see the pattern we had an hammer, we had a doji, we had a spinning bottom. These are strong bullish reversal pattern. You can see. So, and you can see after price filled the fair value gap, you can see that gold has been bullish. Gold has been bullish. So this is a buy setup on gold. If you are buying gold, your stop loss should be this low. Then your target will be the next high, which is an area of liquidity. So you calculate the risk reward. Though buying from the current market price, the risk is very high. If you have to set your stop loss here, that will be, this is 531 167. This is about 370 pips. 370 pips. 370 pips. That risk is very high. It's very high. 370 pips. And your target is 905. That's about 400 and something pips. This word is too poor. So let's go down to 1 hour. Let's see price. Okay. Wait for price to do a little retracement. Little retracement, probably. Wait for price. Let's go to 15 minutes. Okay. Wait for price. Price might do a little retracement on gold. We wait for price to retrace back to at least 50% of this move. 50% of this move, you could wait. Also apply a Fibonacci from swing low to swing high, and wait for price to do at least 50% retracement before you take the trade. That's my take on gold. That's my take on gold. That's my take on gold. You could wait for a retracement on gold before you buy. Is there another pair you want me to analyze? Is there another pair you want me to analyze? Let me know in the comment section. What other pair do you want me to analyze? Okay, let's look at GJ. GBP JPY. Since yen is so, let's start with the daily time frame. Okay, so yesterday candle strongly bullish. We had, let's go to 4-hour. I think we had a fair value gap here on 4-hour. Let's see. Okay, good. So we had this fair value gap. As the market filled that gap, let's see. As the market filled this gap, it has not filled it completely. Okay, it has not filled it completely. does not fill this gap completely. So let's see. The previous power looks like a shooting star that swept the liquidity that was residing at the high of yesterday. That swept the liquidity that was residing at the high of yesterday. So let's go down to H1. Okay, on H1 we have, you can see what we have here. This is an engulfing pattern, and I think it's created a fair value gap here on 15 minutes time frame. Okay, so let's see. Let's see 5 minutes. Let's see. So you can see we have this fair value gap here. So GJ might come fill this fair value gap. GJ might come fill this fair value gap before going bearish. Where it goes bearish, it might fill this gap. Okay, so I'm bearish on GBP JPY today. I am bearish on GBP JPY today. We also have this fair value gap here that it might come to play. This means that if I'm taking this trade, if I'm selling from this zone, my stop loss must be this high or a few pips above this high. My stop loss would be this high or a few pips above this high. That's my take on GJ. Do you have any question? Any questions? Any other pair you want me to analyze? Let me know. We're ending the session by 10:30. If you have any question, if there's any pair you want me to analyze, let me know. BTC USD. BTC USD. Okay, let's see BTC USD. Let me start with the weekly. Okay, so last week candle closed as a doji. It closed as a doji, and a doji indicates change in trend from bullish to bearish. It indicates change in trend from bullish to bearish. So you have this fair value gap here in BTC. That gap was filled last week. That gap was filled last week. So BTC is coming for this relative equal low. That will be the next target for BTC. Relative equal low technically. It should be the next target for BTC. And you can see this fair value gaps here. BTC might come to fill this gap, but this will be the first target. If it breaks out from this target, it might come for this next liquidity, which is in confluence with this fair value gap. You can see this fair value gap we have here. You can see. So that could be the next target also for BTC. So based on what I'm seeing on the charts, on the weekly, let's see the daily. Daily also, what do we have on a daily? You can see we have, what do we have here? Swept liquidity resetting at this previous high. After sweeping the liquidity, what happened? Shift in market structure. After shifting market structure, price pulled back to fill fair value gap. You can see price pulled back to fill the fair value gap. So considering structure, this is a bearish structure. This is a bearish structure on BTC USD. If you apply a Fibonacci from this swing low to this swing high, you want to see price pull back to this fair value gap. So if you're considering buying, you either wait for price to break out from this high, wait for price to break out from this high, or wait for price to pull back to this fair value gap. These are the areas you should be looking for your buys. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. You're welcome, Mr. Collins. You're welcome. Is there another instrument you want me to analyze? Is there another instrument you want me to analyze? I want to appreciate every one of you for always showing up for the classes. I want to believe you are getting value from the classes. It's my greatest desire to see everyone succeed in trading. And it's the reason I do the things that I do. I want to ensure that everyone succeeds in trading. Thank you, Mr. Collins. Thank you, Mr. Adebayo. Thank you, Mr. Joseph. Thank you, Mr. Isaiah. Thank you, Mr. Godswill. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please, if you have any challenge, do not hesitate to share with experienced traders. Do not be ashamed to share your challenges with experienced traders, those who are above you, who have been in this game for years, and those who are also into trading. They might be new to trading. Share your experiences with them. Share your experiences with them. Don't keep it to yourself, please. Don't keep it to yourself. So problem shared is half solved, right? Problem shared is half solved. Nobody is an island of knowledge. We all are students of this market. We all are students of this market. So do not be ashamed to ask questions. We all are still learning. We are students of the market. Okay, so please, as I've always advised, always use stop loss on all your trade. Apply proper risk and money management. If you do, you will not blow your account. You apply proper risk and money management, you won't blow your account. Don't take unnecessary risk. Only take calculative risk. Be comfortable with whatever risk you're going to take in the market. Be comfortable with it. Don't compete with others. Don't compete with others, please. So that will be all for today's session. I wish you all a profitable trading day. For those in the VIP group, we'll be having a backtesting session today or Friday. Those of you in the VIP group will be having a backtesting session today, later today or tomorrow. We'll definitely meet today by 9 or 9:30 p.m. We'll meet today. I'll keep you guys informed. Okay. Great day, guys. Great day. Great day.